Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Asian Productivity Organization Presents Productivity Talk. I'm Kenji Watanabe, APO Secretariat. Nice to meet you, everyone. According to UN report in July last year, world population is estimated to reach 10 billion in 2058. So, more food is necessary to feed such population. International competition to obtain food is already begun, and food price is rising. On the other hand, agricultural production is not in good condition recently due to climate change, labor shortage, and lack of resources. Considering such condition, building sustainable agriculture is important and urgent. Today, we invited a guest speaker from Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries of Japan, Mr. Keiichi Sugita, Director for International Agriculture Organization, International Strategy Division. Mr. Sugita, thank you for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me today.
I think our viewers are so excited to listen to you. Could you briefly introduce yourself for viewers?
I'm Keiichi Sugita, Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. Nice to meet you, everyone. I'm now in charge of international agricultural organizations. I was in charge of the WTO, food loss issues, and food industry matters in last few years. Before that, I was engaged with environmental issues, fisheries matters, and international cooperation. So this is my great pleasure to talk to you about this important issue today.
Thank you very much for your self-introduction. Considering increasing world populations, food supply is a serious issue. But taking a look at current situation surrounding agriculture production, there are several problems such as climate change and labor shortage. So I think agriculture production is now in a difficult situation. I heard MAF planned national strategy to tackle with this issue. Could you explain that?
Thank you very much, Mr. Watanabe. Now I will explain the national strategy called MeaDRI. MeaDRI stands for Measures for Achievement of Decarbonization and Resilience with Innovation. MeaDRI is the national strategy to achieve United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and sustainable food systems. This sound of the word Midori means green in Japanese. The strategy aims at achieving both increased productivity potential and sustainability of the agriculture, forestry, fisheries, and food industries through innovation. The strategy was announced on May 12, 2021. The content was reviewed and decided upon through intensive discussions with not only producers, but also the agrochemical industry, the fertilizer industry, distributors, retailers, and consumer groups. Sustainable food system is thriving on economy, society, and environment. Economy means food, agriculture, forestry, and fisheries. Society means our civil society. Environment means global environment. enhancing production potentials of agriculture, forestry, and fisheries, and reducing environmental loads generated from production are compatible. The idea of increasing the potential for productivity and strengthening sustainability may sound contradictory from a conventional view. However, Japan will achieve it through innovation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sugita. MAF made the strategy MeaDRI. Before asking the contents of the strategy MeaDRI, let me ask you what drove Japan to launch it? How do you see world food and agriculture situation now?
Thank you, Mr. Watanabe. We think that we should transform our food systems into a sustainable one. The term planetary boundary, which refers to the limits of the Earth, has already crossed boundaries in 4 of the 9 categories: climate change, biosphere integrity, land system change, and biochemical flows. In the future, the balance of ecosystems will shift irreversibly, leading to a cascade of negative phenomena. The sustainability of so-called natural capital, such as land, water, and biological resources used by food, agriculture, forestry, and fisheries, is also facing a major crisis, and immediate and bold action is required. So the environmental loads need to be reduced. As the number of producers in the agriculture, forestry, and fisheries industries in Japan continues to decrease and age, and further progress is expected in the future. Obstacles to productive activities, such as the proper management of agricultural land and the shortage of workers engaged in labor-intensive work, such as vegetables and fruit trees, are becoming apparent. The farming population is 2.56 million people, 2.24 million people, 1.75 million people in 1995, 2005, 2015, respectively. The population who is younger than 70 is 2.05 million people, 1.35 million people, 0.93 million people in 1995, 2005, 2015, respectively. In 2019, the farming population is 1.4 million people. The average age is 59.6 years old, 64.2 years old, 67.0 years old, 66.8 years old in 1995, 2005, 2015, and 2019, respectively. So the decrease and aging farm population may threaten viable farm production. I believe that the challenges of the food systems are common around the world. We are now facing environmental impacts, such as the frequent occurrence of large-scale disasters due to climate change and the loss of biodiversity. And for sustainable food production, it is necessary to reduce the environmental impacts, since production is fundamentally dependent on natural capital and ecosystem services. On the other hand, the world's population is expected to grow, and food production needs to be increased to feed it. These two challenges seem contradictory, but we are called upon to take on them in parallel.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sugita. I understand we need to increase food production with reducing environmental impact. How do you achieve this objective by the strategy MeaDRI?
Thank you, Mr. Watanabe. With the new strategy, Japan aims to, first, improve business environment where sustainable agriculture, forestry, fisheries, and food industries can build on. Second, encourage balanced dietary patterns, enhance circular economy with more use of local resources, and improve livelihood job opportunities in rural areas. Third, contribute to carbon neutral via reduction in chemical pesticides and fertilizers, disseminate energy-saving technologies and precision technologies to save global environment for future generations. Japan's strategy for sustainable food systems emphasizes the value of innovation. It lists 141 technological areas of contribution and provides timelines and policy for each of these seeds. In 2020, methane reduction through water management in paddy fields, appropriate forest management, including thinning, pinpoint pesticide spraying using drones. In 2030, development of low methane emitting rice varieties, increasing carbon sequestration by biochar, development of feedstuffs to reduce N2O from livestock waste, introducing superior varieties and F1 plus trees in forestry seeding, carbon sink by blue carbon. In 2040, maintaining and improving health through nutritional food, use of plastic-free production materials, promotion of super plants with high CO2 absorption capacity, practical use of energy management systems for local production and consumption, expansion of high-rise wooden buildings, electrification of agriculture and forestry machinery and fishing boats, hydrogeneration. In 2050, as healthy consumption, scientific understanding of tasty and healthy food, application of self-care food technology through AI analysis of consumer preferences, and so on. As optimized processing and distribution, reduction of food loss through special freezing and packaging technologies, optimization of distribution through the use of data and AI, as reduction of GHG, advanced use of biomass, including mass production and cost reduction of modified lignin, use of bovines which produce less methane as reduction of chemical risk, elucidation and full use of soil microbial function, use of biological agents effective against a wide range of pests. To bring these seeds to fruition, it is required to mobilize the full range of knowledge, including the natural sciences, such as biology and ecology, as well as engineering, information technology, energetics, and robotics. We accelerate innovation aiming for sustainable food system. The numerical goals on core components towards 2050. Zero CO2 emission from fossil fuels combustion in agriculture, forestry, and fisheries sectors. 50% reduction in risk-weighted use of chemical pesticides. 30% reduction in chemical fertilizer use. Increase organic farming to 25% of farmland area, 1 million hectares. 30% increase in labor productivity in food manufacturing industries. 90% and more superior varieties and F1 plus trees in forestry seedling. 100% of artificial seedling rates in aquaculture of Japanese eel, Pacific bluefin tuna, and so on. And innovation and behavior changes of players are the key to achieve these goals. Japan conceptualizes the food system in terms of 4 stages: inputs, production, processing and distribution, consumption. For each stage, issues for people involved are to be identified, and resources are to be circulated and connected among these stages to increase sustainability. So I may say that the Midori strategy is not simply characterized by its focus on innovative technology. And I'd like to emphasize that measures not only in production, but also in distribution and consumption are important for transition to a sustainable food system.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sugita. You mentioned increasing food production with reducing environmental impact using innovative technologies. Could you give us some examples of them?
Thank you, Mr. Watanabe. I will explain some examples. A number of promising technologies are on track, including integrated pest management, IPM, with less pesticide use, pest diagnosis with AI assistance. First, we take the photo of pest weed on your smartphone application. Second, the photo is sent to the cloud and the diagnostic AI will diagnose. Finally, diagnosis results are sent to pest and weed control support tool. Pest diagnosis and pinpoint spraying can also reduce pesticide use. In a conventional method, pesticides are sprayed all over the crop fields. In the pinpoint spraying with drones method, first, images captured with drones. Second, pests are identified with AI use. Finally, pinpoint spraying with drones. We can reduce pesticide use around 10%. I will explain greenhouse gas mitigation in irrigated rice systems in Asia, MeaDRI. Objective is developing a rice cultivation method which can both reduce GHG emission from paddy field and maintain rice productivity. Regarding activities, joint research project MeaDRI, conducted by a research consortium of some global research alliance partner institutes in Asia. Period is from April 2018 to March 2023. Participating countries are Indonesia, Philippines, and Vietnam. Energy-saving greenhouses use heat pump, wood biomass heating, or natural energies. It can save the cost with data-based monitoring and controlling temperatures and other conditions. New covering materials can increase heat retention. It can collect CO2 and reuse of exhaust fumes. Zero emission can be achieved by innovation. Also contributes to save energy and cost.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sugita. The innovative approaches you have just explained to us sounds quite amazing, and they sound to be applicable to other countries. Does the strategy Midori state anything about international cooperation?
Thank you, Mr. Watanabe. I will explain challenges for Monsoon Asia region. Monsoon Asia climate is known for its high temperature and high humidity, where pests and diseases occurrence are likely to be high. One of the challenges for the sustainable agriculture in this region is to control pests and diseases appropriately. In the study results, increase in crop losses to insect pests in a warming climate, Science 2018, 10 to 15% increase of yield loss of the crops due to insect pests estimated per degree Celsius of warming. Asia, where paddy field farming is prevalent, accounts for about 44% of the GHG emissions from the world agricultural field. Reduction in these emissions is another challenge we need to address for solutions. Small farmers constitute a vast majority of farms in Asia. The technology to resolve these challenges must be accessible for those small farmers easily and widely. In Indonesia, Laos, PDR, Myanmar, Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, and Japan, large proportion of farmland under 1 hectare. I will share joint statement by Cambodia, Japan, Laos, PDR, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. Countries belonging to the Monsoon Asia region share several regional particularities, including distinctive climate conditions such as high humidity and high temperature, abundance of paddy fields, and high percentage of small and medium-sized farmers. We believe innovation is the key to sustainable food systems, especially for small and medium-sized farmers. And private sector investments need to be encouraged to enhance this innovation. Also, international collaboration is important to introduce innovative and sustainable agricultural practices and technologies. There is no one-size-fits-all solution leading to sustainable food systems. The appropriate approach would be to make efforts to increase sustainability in line with each country's situation and priorities. Even within Asia, geography, climate, agriculture, and other conditions are different. By finding own priorities and solutions, you can transit closer to a sustainable food systems. In the case of Japan, we have found innovation as a promising solution. Technologies developed in Japan can help countries facing in similar challenges. For example, rice-producing countries in Asia, which have similarity in climate, may find the technologies useful. The goal is to realize the world where humans can live with sustainable environment. Japan is ready to address these challenges in collaboration with the international society.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sugita. Okay, I have some questions additionally. It is almost 2 years since the launch of the strategy MeaDRI. Any recent update of the implementation of the strategy?
Thank you, Mr. Watanabe. The MeaDRI-related law was enforced on 1st July 2022. The law sets out the concept of food systems in harmony with the environment, presents the policies to be taken by the national government, introduces plan and certification systems, and promotes initiatives to reduce environmental impact. In addition to the goals towards 2050, we set the interim goals towards 2030 on June 21, 2022. For example, 10% reduction in risk-weighted use of chemical pesticides and 20% reduction in chemical fertilizer use. Innovation and behavior changes of players are the keys to achieve these goals. We continue our efforts to achieve these goals.
Thank you very much. What about international cooperation? Can you share with us your recent activity toward achieving sustainable global agri-food systems?
Thank you, Mr. Watanabe. We fund the APO project, the Demonstration Farms on Innovative Agriculture project. Vietnam was selected as a participating country, and the APO Secretariat implemented the observational study mission on microclimate-controlled greenhouses for innovative agriculture from 8th to 10th in February, including the explanation of innovative agriculture and field visit to Japanese farmer and university. A lot of sessions were implemented in this mission. We look forward to the outcomes of this project from the perspective of building resilient and sustainable agriculture and food systems. In the Food Systems Summit, Japan has also issued a couple of other joint statements. I'd like to introduce, among other things, the joint statement on balanced diets with France. The statement addresses that consumption experiences rooted in the history and tradition of each region could contribute to a sustainable food system. It promotes balanced dietary habits based on a diversity of safe and nutritious food which are sustainably produced, consumed in appropriate quantity, taking into account of age and nutritional status, and accompanied by comprehensive consumer information. A well-balanced diet can have a significant socioeconomic benefit for an aging population, as it leads to a reduction in social security costs. In Japan, where the population is aging faster than any other country in the world, protein deficiency among the elderly has become an issue. It is important to provide consumers with the proper information in order to choose foods that are not only nutritionally, but also environmentally preferable. Over the entire life cycle, the largest share of greenhouse gas emissions from food is said to be emitted during production on the farm. Therefore, promoting farming practices with lower greenhouse gas emissions is an effective way to reduce the overall environmental impact. The MAF Japan has developed a program to quantitatively calculate how much GHG reductions a crop can achieve compared to normal cultivation. The GHG emission reductions due to cultivation methods such as reduced pesticide and fertilizer use, AWD practices, and reduced fuel use are quantitatively estimated and displayed as a number of stars. The displayed rice, tomatoes, and cucumbers had been available on a trial basis in September last year. After trial period, the labeled rice, tomatoes, and cucumbers are available in various places in Japan.
Thank you very much. Now time is coming. Mr. Sugita, please give your message to viewers.
Thank you, Mr. Watanabe, and thank you all viewers. MAF launched and is implementing Midori strategy now. This is a great challenge and needs the collaboration of all of you. Innovation is quite necessary for the challenge, and I believe Japan and other Asian countries have the potential to solve this issue. Please keep interested in this topic and support this strategy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sugita, for your coming today. Now, a new strategy of MAF is quite challenging to satisfy both productivity and sustainability. But we have to do it for future generations. I want success of your strategy, and please continue this effort. Thank you very much for viewers today. Please watch Productivity Talk again. See you soon. Bye-bye.